Keith Olbermann is a lame conspiracy theorist. How can you be a lame conspiracy theorist? Because most conspiracies are interesting. Even if some's complete foolishness, they're interesting. And some are just funny and they make you laugh. He makes conspiracies boring.
Keep it 100, I be feeling like Campbell soup over white rice. Baked chicken with the skin on. Yeah, Lowry's with black pepper. I'm fully seasoned with laughter.
What's good, 100%ers? It's your boy Dre, and welcome to my channel. Keep it 100, Dre. So, garbage elite media person Keith Olbermann, he had an absolutely outrageous tweet. So take a look at this. Why are we wasting vaccinations on Texas if Texas has decided to join the side of the virus? So what he's saying here is vaccines are being wasted on people in Texas because the Texas governor, Gregg Abbot, decided that he's going to open up everything and completely lift the mask mandate and all restrictions. How stupid is that? The people of Texas have absolutely no control or say over what the Texas governor does. So the people of Texas deserve to die and suffer and get sick because of what the governor did? This is the elite nonsense that everyone should hate. That at least most people hate. And they realize how stupid that tweet was. You know, I have a lot of close friends in Texas. Several people that I'm close to in Texas. And none of them agree with the stupidness that their governor is doing. So they should suffer because what the governor said. That's what this idiot believes. You know, no one should ever be listening to Keith Olbermann because he's been wrong about pretty much everything he said, ever. He's a professionally wrong person. He never knows what he's talking about, especially since the 2016 election when he lost his mind thinking Hillary Clinton was going to win. And when she didn't, he went completely crazy and lost it. Why is anybody listening to this guy? He's a maniac. He's the Alex Jones of the liberals. He's a liberal Alex Jones. Complete conspiracy theorist, complete madman. No one takes Alex Jones seriously. Why are they taking him seriously? Did you ever hear any of his rants on Russiagate? What I'm going to do actually is I'm going to leave you with his completely insane maniacal rants on Russiagate at the end of the video. That's going to be high in this video. Having you watch those so you can laugh. That's Keith Olbermann. So, ignore this complete stupid maniac. And if anyone should be canceled, cancel this guy. Stop watching his show. He's trash. He doesn't deliver proper news. He's a conspiracy theorist. That's complete garbage. And he isn't even like Alex Jones. He isn't even, unlike Alex Jones, he doesn't even have interesting conspiracy theories. He has all the lame ones that the typical MSNBC, CNN had. That's completely lame. At least Alex Jones being a complete maniac, at least his conspiracy theories is interesting. At least Alex Jones's conspiracy theories were interesting. Like the frogs becoming gay, who didn't laugh about that? His conspiracies have me dying sometimes. Him dressing up in a dinosaur costume and acting like a fool. Keith Olbermann is a lame conspiracy theorist. How can you be a lame conspiracy theorist? Because most conspiracies are interesting. Even if some's complete foolishness, they're interesting. And some are just funny and they make you laugh. He makes conspiracies boring. Cancel this guy. Get him off TV. He doesn't deserve to be on TV because he's boring and he's a conspiracy theorist. Two things that have no business on TV. And plus he says stupid things like this. Now, I'm not advocating for whoever he works for to fire him, because that's not something, I don't believe in that. But stop watching him. Stop watching his show so you're like, oh, you know, he's not worth having around anymore, because he's not. He's garbage. If you go watch some dumb liberal foolishness, Well, he's pretty much a conservative, an idiot conservative. But if you're going to watch some dumb liberal foolishness, at least watch someone that's intelligent. Like Rachel Maddow. She's complete garbage, but she's at least intelligent. And she can tell amazing stories to make her stupid conspiracy theories seem interesting. Keith Olbermann doesn't even know how to do that. So, he gotta go. So, that's all I gotta say for today. I'm gonna leave you with one more thing before the video is over, and that's the word of the day. The word of the day for today is elitist. Elitist is spelled E-L-I-T-I-S-T. The definition of elitist is relating to or supporting the view that society should be led by an elite. So now I will attempt to use elitist in a sentence. Keith Olbermann is complete elitist trash. Hopefully I use that in a sentence correctly. So again, if you like the content, like and subscribe to the channel. Turn on the post notifications so you get videos when I post in the future. And oh yeah, use elitist in the comment section below so I know you watch the video to the end. So, like I said, I'm gonna leave you with the foolishness from Keith Olbermann, but 100% is peace.
War with Russia, or perhaps more correctly, we have lost a war with Russia without a battle. We are no longer a sovereign nation. We are no longer a democracy. We are no longer a free people. We are the victims of a bloodless coup. So far, a bloodless coup engineered by Russia with, at best, the traitorous indifference of the Republican Party and Donald John Trump, a man who, to borrow a phrase from another December long ago, will live in infamy. In 5 weeks' time, unless desperate measures are taken, we will hand over the government to a man who lost the popular vote by more than Woodrow Wilson or Jimmy Carter won it. A man whom the Russians wanted to run our country for them, a man whom the Russians got to run our country for them, a man for whom the Russians interfered with our elections, which if we did it to another country would be described as an act of war. And in this country, we have conceded defeat. Some experts, John Kasich's strategist, John Weaver for one, have compared this to Pearl Harbor. Even the hard-right ex-Congressman Joe Walsh says Republican silence will be tantamount to treason. Some others, too, have proved courageous. Trump, self-destructive to the last, issued a childish statement mocking the CIA, but as Tim Dickinson of Rolling Stone noted, not denying anything. But the vast majority of Republicans have said nothing, and the vast majority of Democrats have said nothing, and the vast majority of the media has said nothing of substance, and the president has said nothing close to enough. The CIA and FBI and Homeland Security, the institutions whose interest in freedom we on the left most frequently distrust, they have said something. They said it first to congressional and Senate Republicans in September. Dire warnings, warnings that Mitch McConnell and other Republicans reportedly buried, warnings that the Russians, using computer hacking and perhaps other means, were not merely trying to discredit the election, but to achieve the specific outcome of electing their man Trump. And finally, at the very last hour, some of those who did those briefings and some of those who received those briefings leaked the details to the New York Times, the Washington Post, CBS News, Reuters, in a torrent of anguished honesty. They said something. They said something as the president-not-elect began to veer towards appointing as Secretary of State, as our diplomatic face to the world, the CEO of Exxon, who 4 years ago received the Order of Friendship from Vladimir Putin. They said something as the members of the Electoral College prepared to gather next Monday to finalize this coup. Some, perhaps unaware that almost half the states they represent permit them by law to vote for someone other than the candidate to whom they are pledged, and that only 38 of them need to do so to prevent this coup. They said something as one especially chilling detail in one of the reports sailed by that, quote, the Russians hacked the Republican National Committee's computer systems in addition to their attacks on Democratic organizations, but did not release whatever information they gleaned from the Republican networks. It is a short leap from that conclusion, and it is anything but a conspiracy theory to be wondering if the Russians hacked the RNC and have kept what they found there to make sure Trump and the Republicans obeyed. The President of the United States, who at this rate will be the last freely elected President of the United States, made in his measured way a small gesture last Friday that perhaps opened the door to these horrifying revelations of a coup by an outside power nearly complete. He asked for a full review, but we do not have time for a full review. Barack Obama has twice stood in front of America, in front of the world, in front of history, and said, "I do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States." Today is the time for him to do so. He must immediately declassify and release all relevant materials held by the FBI, the CIA, DHS, and the other intelligence and security services, and in the White House, and anywhere else in government. And the Attorney General must immediately appoint a special prosecutor to investigate what Donald Trump knew, and when he knew it, and what, if any, collusive links exist now or existed earlier between the Russian Federation and the Republican National Committee. If Trump does grab power, he can try to dismiss that special prosecutor, but he will at least have to get the courts to sanction him. And most immediately, the intelligence briefing proposed today for the Electoral College, what the CIA and the others know, when they knew it, how much the Trump campaign knew, that must be conducted without delay and without redactions. There are no arguments of security or face-saving or intelligence secrecy or national interest that carry any weight now. How much worse can it get by telling America the unvarnished, unprocessed, unredacted truth about this coup? We are already on the precipice of losing the freedom and independence of the nation. He must tell us so that we may defend ourselves. He must tell the electors of the Electoral College so that, microscopic as the chance may be, they could still prevent this cataclysm. There is no time for a full review or a measured analysis or recommendations to prevent interference in our future elections, because permitting Donald Trump to assume the office of president reduces the chance that we will have any future elections. The nation and all of our freedoms hang by a thread, and the military apparatus of this country is about to be handed over to scum who are beholden to scum, Russian scum. As things are today, January 20th will not be an inauguration, but rather the end of the United States as an independent country. It will not be a peaceful change of power. It will be a usurpation, and the usurper has no validity, no credibility, and no authority under the Constitution. This is a reality that will become the only reality until this country rids itself of Donald John Trump. He is not a president. He is a puppet put in power by Vladimir Putin. And those who ignore these elemental existential facts, Democrats or Republicans, are traitors to this country and will immediately and forever after be held accountable. Resist. Peace.
Well, I've been stacking up. Nah, really that ain't accurate, cause I just spent my whole damn advance in the past couple months just to compensate for times we ain't have enough. Ooh.